Hey guys, it's Chris from Wiring Specialties, and today we're going to be going over how to disassemble and assemble a variety of GM style connectors. In this video, I'll be using a standard set of automotive picks, GM specific picks, needle nose pliers, and the Wiring Specialties Pro LS1 into an S13 S14 conversion harness. We are first going to start with the ECU connector. To begin, use the needle nose pliers to gently unlock the ECU cover tabs. Sometimes it helps if you rock back and forth. There's a secondary cover which can be removed by using a sharp pick. Push gently on the tab on either side of the secondary lock and it will come out through the front. Next, we're going to pick the terminal we are trying to remove, which in this case is the far end, and gently use the same pick to lift the tab. Once the tab has been unlocked, we then pull gently from the back side of the ECU terminal. Once again, make sure that the tab has been completely unlocked before you pull the terminal through, or you'll separate the wire from the terminal. Installation is the opposite of disassembly. Next, we'll move on to the connector that is used on items such as the crank sensor and the map sensor. For this connector, make sure that you have the GM style pick, which will allow you to unlock the terminals. Begin by removing the retainer clip. Then, use your GM style pick to gently push in and pry up on the terminal, which will release it. To install the terminal, align the guides and seat the terminal. Once the terminal has been seated, install the retaining clip. The next connector we are going to be looking at is the reverse switch. Just as before, remove the retaining clip by using the standard pick. Note that the retaining clip simply folds back. Next, we're going to take the Delphi specialty tool, which is meant for the reverse switch, assembly, and disassembly, and insert it all the way until you cannot push any further on the connector. This will release the locking tabs on the terminal. Then gently pull back on the wire you are trying to remove. Before installing the terminal, make sure that the locking tabs that you have pushed down are pried up gently. This will ensure that the terminal does not pull out through the connector. To install, simply push the terminal back into the connector. And you should feel it lock or click as it has done so there. If you want, give it a gentle tug to make sure that the wire does not come out of the connector. Then we will reinstall the retaining clip. The next connector we're going to be looking at is for the fans. Just as before, we're going to use the standard pick to remove the retaining clip. Once removed, you can either use your standard pick or the Delphi tool to release the terminals. In this case, I'm going to be using the Delphi pick. Insert the tool all the way to the bottom of the connector and tilt down to release the locking tab. Just as on the reverse switch, I would like to point out that the locking tab must be raised back to its original location, as when you push in originally with the tool, you bend it down. To install the connector, line up the guides and push the terminal back in. Once again, give it a slight tug just to make sure that you have released the locking tab high enough. Finally, install the retaining clip, and you're all set.